Find out how day 2 of my writing session went and how I go into a deeper dive on how I prepare the final demo. Next on Music Surgery with me, Dr. Bob. Hey you guys, quickly before we get started, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. And don't forget to check out the Doctor's Lounge, my store, and the links to some great samples below in the description of this video. There were lots of great comments and some not so great on part 1 of these videos right here. So I thought I would go into some deeper detail on how I finished these songs. The 3 of us wrote for 2 days in a row, and here is how day 2 went and the process I used to finish the demo. I live in a suburb of Nashville called Hendersonville. Yes, where Taylor Swift is from. I drive about 30 minutes into town, fight traffic, past the naked statues, and back to Curb Records for day 2 of my writing session. All right, you guys, this is day 2. Pretty much the exact same process as day 1. I'm going to go into a little bit more about how I prepared things once I got home, how things looked once I got back from the writing session, how I spread some things out in the vocals. But let me comment on your comments from the first video. A lot of people thought that's forced creativity and that's not how you write and whatever. And I understand that. There are many things that I write for myself that are very personal, that are very spiritual, that are my soul songs. But you have to understand what I'm doing here is this is the music business. And anytime there's business, there's give and take, there's collaboration. And if you decide to be in the music business, just like if you decide to be in a band or like you decide to be in a relationship, there are certain rules you play by. And you have to give and take and collaborate and be open to a process. And the way the writing process works is you get together and you collaborate. And if you're paid to do that by a publishing company, this is what we do. We get together from about 11 to 3, 11 to 4, and we get a song done. Sometimes it spills into the next write. Most of the time it doesn't. Now, you have to understand another thing about this type of creativity, too. The more you do this creativity, the more you can call upon your creativity and get things done quicker. The more you flex this muscle, the stronger you get at it. And it becomes a quicker process, but it's no less creative. It's just a different type of creativity than sitting around for a long time by yourself, strumming a guitar, trying to think of a melody, trying to think of a title to a song, whatever. And when you have 3 people in a room, that also speeds things up because you have 3 times the amount of energy and ideas going into it than if it were just you yourself. I think all of these ways of writing and these ways of being creative are valid. I do them all, write alone, write with other people. So stay open to the process and stay open to creativity and maybe try some collaboration if you write on your own. Don't be afraid. There's tons of stupid ideas thrown out in these writing sessions. Everything isn't clicking all the time. And lots of times someone will come out, I'll come out with an idea. Anyone will come out with the idea and the other 2 will go, man, I'm not feeling that. It's a great way to be honest. It's a great way to hear feedback on what you're thinking. It's a very knowledgeable process. Anyway, here is the track that I came in with on day 2. So that was an intro, a verse, a pre, and a chorus. It says drunk sex up there. That's just something I quickly named the track when I was programming the track. It has nothing to do with that, and that's not the title of the song. So sorry about that. Also, you can see where I've made lots of cuts in the track that I brought in to accommodate the ideas we thought about. So maybe go back just for fun and listen to the track again. See what melodies you come up with without hearing ours first. But this was a day that went very much like the first one. We sit around, we think of ideas, basically we went to the chorus first, which I'll do, and we wrote the chorus first. Here are my chorus vocals, lead vocal, double. And we wrote the chorus. We got the title of the song, and we wrote that first since it's the main part of the song. And then we kind of went back and thought, okay, well, what do we write in these verses to support that chorus? But here is what we came up with as the chorus. I'm just going to play the lead vocal and the track.
Shining down on you and I, getting this food right. I'll be praying that sun don't rise. The way you're looking covered in the midnight glow, baby, I don't wanna go home as long as there's moonlight.
And here is the first verse and pre going into that chorus.
Baby, stop and take a listen. Listen to the crickets making that summer sound. The sound of nowhere all around. This is just what we've been missing. Nothing but the river and a blanket on the ground. All we gotta do right now is count those fireflies, kiss until I feel your sweet smile. Wish on every star in our eyes. We're right where we belong, as long as there's moonlight shining down on you and
I. Okay, so you get that. Super groovy, cool, Motowny country song. Now I want to go into the process. This is exactly how my session looked when I brought it home. I have a Cubase rig on a laptop with an Apollo. I took that to the session, recorded everything, and this is how it looked when it came home. So one thing that you have to understand about, and I would do this even if it was a record, but you have to be in the moment with the singer and don't get in the way of that creative process at all. So I don't take the time in the vocal session to go, oh, well, let me make a bunch of tracks, and oh, he'll sing one, and then let me make another track here, and oh, okay, there's his first vocal take. Now let me rename that first take verse. By the time you do any of that kind of stuff in any kind of, I'm going to get rid of this, in any kind of vocal session, you're killing creativity. You want to get it in the moment. Keep singing. Keep getting takes. Like if I've got harmony vocals to do, these are all harmony vocals, I'm not going to go, okay, audio, create, new track, audio track, mono, okay. No, I'm going to go, all right. While we're talking or while we're setting up the session before, I'm going to go add audio track. I'm going to do like 20. I'm going to put harm. Boom. There's 20 tracks ready to go. And I'm going to do that not while we're singing, but maybe before he sings, he says, I'm going to go get something to drink. Before we start singing, I'm going to do all that in preparation, because when you're singing, the engineer in you doesn't need to get in the way of anything. Just like they say, always keep it and record every take. Don't start naming tracks when you're singing, or don't have everything prepared. Like I said, out prepare everyone in the room. That means me bringing in the track. That means me bringing in, because I'm track guy. Remember, we talked about that in the last video. That means me bringing in a track, bringing in some ideas to melodies for that. But that also means me making the session run smoothly and being prepared for them to sing. So I don't have super neat, and this is just the way I do it. I'm showing you my process that seems to be, that works well with other writers. You may have one that works great as well, and do it your way, as long as people are happy to work with you and you keep the session moving. But like here, I have my verse vocal, and I have tons of takes underneath that I can comp when I come home. Same with chorus vocal here, chorus. I've got other takes under, I can comp that when I get home. I have chorus double underneath. And here I have harmony tracks. I didn't name them high or low harmony. Let's see what we have. Here's the chorus.
The way you're looking covered in the midnight glow.
Okay, these aren't harmony tracks. These are extra supportive melody tracks to this part of the chorus. What else do we have down here? Okay, we have harmony tracks. Now, we'll see what this harmony part is.
The way you're looking covered in the midnight glow, baby, I don't wanna go home. Moonlight.
Okay, that's a high.
The way you're looking covered in the mid. The way you're looking covered in the midnight. The way
Okay,
you're
that's
looking covered in the midnight.
That's a high part.
The way you're looking covered in the midnight.
And that's a low part. And underneath those, I have a double. Underneath the low part, I have a double. So what I'll do when I get home, I'll bring those down here. I can name those properly. I can pan them out so I know I have 2 low and 2 high.
The way you're looking covered in the midnight glow, baby, I don't wanna go. The way you're looking covered in the midnight glow.
So just that amount of time that it took for me to do that at home. It's so much easier to do at home than waste the time of the singer while I'm doing it there, because they're thinking of melodies. We're all thinking of harmonies. I'm sorry. We need to be in the moment of that creativity. So I see that I have things under, when Cubase has those little gray things, that means there's something underneath that. Okay, there's harmonies under there. Okay, so the same thing. I would bring all those down to the bottom. And now I have those all separated out. And I can pan all those out to be exactly what they need to be. I'm doing all of this at home, not in front of the singer, not to blow the session. And this is all over the session. Now I'm going to jump to, and this is what I did to create the mix. So now I'm going to jump over to the mix. I've also obviously done my normal compression. I've done some tuning on this stuff. So, but this is, I wanted you to see how it looked when it came home. It was rough, and I had to separate things out and do some work on these vocals. Even though it's a demo, I don't go all the way to do it. I mean, we would have done more takes, and I would have spent much more time dialing in all these vocals if it were a record. But still, it's a demo, and you want to impress everyone. So I did some tuning. You know, I would probably do some timing. You know, like, for instance, you know, I mean, all these are pretty close. But, I mean, I might look at these and line them up just a little more. Grab that one. I mean, I things to just manicure a little bit, but I would go through it quickly in a demo and not spend too much time, because time management is very important. I have to get this demo done and get on to the next song. So I'm going to close this out and get to the final mix. Okay, now we're in the project where it's my final mix. Here's the track. I also, in the session, there's an end part here that I didn't play you, but I added some live snaps. So this is the end of the song.
As long as there's moonlight.
Very cool. I experimented with doing it here, but I took it away. So let me just play you what I played before. Let me play you the first verse, the pre, and the chorus, and you can kind of hear now. Like you see, I have all my doubles right here spread out. I have my chorus right there. I still didn't name them because it's just me at home, and I worked on it enough to know what was what, so I didn't name my tracks. I know that drives some of you crazy. There's my chorus vocal. These are all harmonies. I've split them all out, panned them. Like I said, I don't pan some songs like this. I don't pan all the way out. But let me play you now what this is the verse in the pre and the chorus that we turned in. And I actually know at this point that they absolutely loved it. So, but here it is.
Baby, stop and take a listen. Listen to the crickets making that summer sound. The sound of nowhere all around. This is just what we've been missing. Nothing but the river and a blanket on the ground. All we gotta do right now is count those fireflies, kiss until I feel your sweet smile. Wish on every star in our eyes. We're right where we belong. As long as there's moonlight shining down on you and I, getting this moonlight, I'll be praying that sun don't rise. The way you're looking covered in the midnight glow, baby, I don't wanna go home. As long as there's moonlight, we'll be lost in conversation. Girl, you got me hanging on to every word you say. Hey, you got.
So there you go. That is the first verse and chorus, and that's how it turned out. Really cool, really fun to work on. So now you see how it came home raw and unmanicured. You saw my process of how, like, don't bog the session down with your little precious naming tracks and getting things ready. Keep things moving. Keep the spirit of creativity moving. You can figure all that other stuff out on your own by just listening. Maybe come up with a process when you're collaborating with other people that sharpens your process and gets your process out of the way when other people are in the room, and you can figure all that out alone. But anyway, this was 2 days of writing. This is the second song we came up with, and now in hindsight, in foresight, I know that they loved both of them. Everyone's really happy. We'll be turning these into masters, and job well done by everyone. But I just wanted to show you how 2 days as a track guy in my life went, and there you go. Well, there you go. This is how the music business works, like it or not. These were 2 very typical days for me as a track guy writer, and I really enjoyed the hang and how the songs turned out. The art of collaboration and give and take is a beautiful process. Find people that you can collaborate with in person or online, and it will vastly improve your creative vocabulary. Thanks as always for watching. Give me some comment love and a thumbs up below, and hit me at drbobmusicsurgery@gmail.com if you want to say hello or you want me to work on your music. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you the next time the doctor's in.